going on, guys? I've decided eventually to revisit Dark Souls 2. First thing that's really strange about this game is that it's called Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, but it's not the Scholar of the First Sin that apparently everyone is bawling about. So, yeah, I complained about that in my vlog about Dark Souls, and I talked about how Dark Souls 1 was a fucking masterpiece. It was absolutely brilliant. This game isn't horrible, but it has very clumsy, clunky controls in my opinion, and I feel like the controls get me killed more so than my mistakes or the enemies do. Um, it's definitely a Dark Souls game. It just always felt like it was like downsized or downplayed or something. Um, the control in a game like this is extremely like way more important than ever. If that makes any sense. I mean, it should always be important. Obviously, it always is important. But for some reason, when they made this game in comparison to say Dark Souls 1 and even now Dark Souls 3, um, this doesn't make sense to me why those two games, 1 and 3, are like so close together that they feel almost like 3 should have been 2 and 2 should have been like the Code Veronica, like in Resident Evil. Like that should have been like the Code Veronica game, like the offside game. But it's so strange because none of them are really sequels to each other. I mean, they could be taken, I guess, as sequels. Another way, I'm not really getting into that. If you look at Dark Souls 2 as its own entity, it's actually a really fucking good game. Um, but I can't stress the clumsy controls. Of course, E3 kind of threw us off, and it's a very confusing game to look anything up for. I usually, and you might think I'm full of shit, and I'm cool with that. I really don't care. But I'm one of those where I just don't look everything up. Like, I don't look up walkthroughs and stuff like that unless I'm, like, truly 100% stuck. Because when I grew up, we didn't have internet. So, I'm used to just trying to figure things out on my own. A lot of the things that I do look up for video games, and it's a little bit of a tangent, is usually like weapons and armor, because I want what's suitable for me, you know. Like lately, like last week or something, I looked up where to find a Flamberg because I've played the game so much. I never once saw a Flamberg, and now I have it. As you've seen, it's maxed out, and it's a pretty good fucking sword, you know. I almost said gun. Um, so my mind has pretty much completely changed about this game. Dark Souls 2 is definitely, if you like Dark Souls games, Dark Souls 2 is definitely one you might want to revisit and rethink. It's not a complete, it's not a complete piece of shit. It's really not a piece of shit. It's just, the control is just so fucking clumsy in comparison. I don't know why they changed it. Like, this is gonna be really hard to explain, but say I'm targeting an enemy. Um, I'd go and show you, but I don't want to fuck around too much. But say you're targeting an enemy, and you go to, like, swing your sword, like that, right? And you're targeting them. Sometimes it feels almost as if there's a barrier around the enemy. And this can happen to any enemy. And it's like your character almost purposely misses. I swear to fucking God. It's usually, I use ultra swords. Great swords. Very rarely ultra great swords. And it usually happens with those weapons. And people might argue, well, because it's a bigger sword. But in the first and the third game, that probably wasn't there. So why has it gotta be in this one? That gets you fucking killed so much. It's such a clumsy fucking thing to have in a game. We don't need the mechanics to be that fucking clumsy. We got enough shit going on. But, you know, that's, I don't know. I feel like I'm alone when it comes to that. Comes to the control. I feel like a lot of people like this one the most. And I can't see how that could be. I mean, my first playthrough left a very sour taste in my mouth. The first month of playing it, I really, really liked it. And then when I played the first one, it was like night and day. And I was just like, what the fuck happened? So that to me was just like, it was just a sour thing to me. And I made so many mistakes because this game is played differently. Like, you can totally fuck yourself because in this one, if you keep dying, your health bar, you can see right there. I've died maybe twice, 3 times here, and your health bar gets a handicap on it. You know, gets shortened, and the only way to fix that is either use a ring. I'm sure there's a spell somewhere that can help with it. I think Ventric's Blessing does that, or that just changes the appearance of Hollow. Oh, there's a few things. Of course, humanity, the human effigies, they do that. Oops. But, like, you can totally fuck yourself. Like, you can run out of humanity, and your health bar could be so stunted, which mine has been. Yeah. When I first played the game, mine got like that, where I couldn't even, like, fucking play. And my first file, which I still have, and that's the one you guys have seen in the past, if you guys have watched my videos in the past, my Sujin character, which is, like, the usual character I make it in my video games. She looked oriental and had purple hair, if you remember. But anyways, that's not important. But her character came out like fucking horseshit because of all my mistakes. And one of the biggest mistakes that I made was assuming that human effigies were going to be as common as humanity was, or embers were in the other games. Well, I didn't know about embers and stuff like that yet at the time, but they're not. And human effigies don't heal. They just fix your health bar, reverse hollowing. So, I mean, that made a big difference. Yeah, shoot me through a wall, you fucking cocknut. The other big mistake that I made was being in the Covenant of Champions, like, all the time. Now, in this game, unlike the other two, 1 and 3, after you kill enemies for a while, they stop appearing. Unless you're in the Covenant of Champions, then they will reappear. Which, that threw me off because I was like, because when you join the Covenant of Champions, it ups the difficulty. So, and, you know, of course it tells you that. And I was just, like, fucking myself left and right. I mean, you gotta get fucked somewhere, right? So, like that shirt, there's a Dark Souls shirt that says, oh, I don't need sex because Dark Souls fucks me enough. It about sums it up, really. But this time around, I'm so fucking far in the game that I'm just like, wow, you know, I'm this far now. Like, I didn't think I would ever beat the Spelter Demon, you know, because he was like the toughest son of a bitch out there. Until, of course, I dealt with the Fume Knight in one of the DLCs. He was the hardest fucking boss. Like, God, he was like fighting Cinder all over again. He was a fucking nightmare. But at least with the Covenant of Champions, I mean, there was a warning. So it's not the game's fault as far as the Covenant of Champions go. That would be my fault. That's player error or user error. So, I mean, overall, I could have just summed this down to like a 2-minute video. I could have just been like, oh, hey, you know, Dark Souls 2 is actually, I think it's really cool now. I like it a lot now. But my only complaints now are the FPG system still. And the clumsy fucking controls. They are so sensitive. I got the sensitivity all the way fucking down, and I'm still like, how did I put it in my vlog? Ice skating on fucking sticks of butter. I never really cared for this. This isn't a huge complaint. This isn't even a big deal at all. But I never really cared for this, and it's in the third one. This shit where I have to fucking go to this chick to fucking level up all the time. I don't want to fucking do that. I want to level up in any bonfire like I did in the first one. Why the fuck do I gotta do this shit? Alright, so... yeah. So it's pretty fucking sweet now, man. I mean, it's definitely a nerve-wracking game. It's definitely a Dark Souls game. It's worthy of that title. Yeah, I said it. And, it's just fucking crazy. It's just so stressful, too. It's amazing how much a picture on a fucking TV that you have control over will just fuck with your nerves so much. This character here, by the way, is based, or I based it off of Princess Zelda from The Legend of Zelda. Yeah, for the fact that I even have to say Zelda is from The Legend of Zelda is just wow. Well, some people don't know. Some people still think Zelda. Well, actually, they think Link is Zelda. Because it's the game's called Zelda and you're playing as a character and there's, oh, that's Link. No. I mean, that's Zelda. And it's like, no, that's Link. I'm sorry, I could just confuse all of that. My mind is fucking way out there. But yeah, man, fucking cool fucking game, dude. And I got so much shit I never had before. I found so much shit. Like, this, usually the second time you play a game is much better than the first. I got the fucking Mastodon sword, which is pretty sweet. Fucking Black Knight Ultra Great Sword. Fucking Lost Sinner sword. There's all kinds of shit. I got the Mad Warrior, like the full set of the Mad Warrior shit. I actually maxed out a fucking Covenant, dude. Like, what the fuck is going on? I'm buying all kinds of boss armors and got all kinds of cool shit going on, dude. The Smelter Demon shit, which was the last thing I was trying to do on my original file, my Sujin file. I was trying to beat the Smelter Demon. The Iron King was a fucking douche. If I ever saw one. But that was simply because he would just, kind of like the Bed of Chaos, he would just keep knocking you off of ledges and shit. Mostly. And shooting beams at you. And just spamming. I mean, but they all spam. But, anyways, yep. That's my new take on, this fucking game, dude. It's cool. Clunky, clumsy controls. Fucking human effigies are fucking stupid, in my opinion. And, I mean, if they were a little more common, I mean, of course, now you can farm them, which is cool, but they're still not all that common at all. Not like humanity was, and like, the depths in the first game, or embers were in like the very beginning of the game if you had a few items after item discovery. Um, and like it's just a fucking nightmare to look shit up. Like if you need to look things up because everyone keeps saying Scholar of the First Sin, but they're not meaning the Scholar of the First Sin that I'm playing. No, they mean the Scholar of the First Sin everyone else is fucking playing. Because that's not confusing. But it is pretty sweet that this Scholar of the First Sin, I don't know about the other one that everyone's bawling about, but this one comes with all of the DLC included. Which is where I got the crown after beating the Fume Knight. But anyways, see you guys around, maybe. And take it easy, man. Don't take shit from nobody, and just fucking be yourself. Do what makes you fucking happy. Don't be a scumbag. You know? You never know who the fuck is gonna turn on you. Just saying. Take it easy.